Alright everyone, welcome back to my Devil May Cry 4 S-Rank guide, and today I'm gonna be helping you with mission 12. So the moment you load into the mission, you quickly realize that you're gonna be playing as Dante instead of Nero. And you're also gonna be put in a room full of scarecrows right away, and you're gonna wanna take them out. And Dante, to no one's surprise, is going to be the more challenging character in the game compared to Nero. And yeah, you can see this by Dante's moveset alone. He's got 3 melee weapons, 3 guns, and then he's got 5 different styles. And for a newer player, this might get overwhelming, but you're about to see that I myself, I'm not the greatest Dante either, even though I put an insane amount of time into this game. So yeah, hopefully that will give you some confidence that you can S-rank these levels too. And luckily the first 2 fights of this mission are really easy. This one and the next one are really easy. It's just Mega Scarecrows in the next fight. So hopefully those are not going to give you any trouble. Use those as your warm-ups. But okay, a couple of things I want to talk about here. A lot of you will probably be using Rebellion the most because that's the weapon you'll be most comfortable with. Of course, that is okay. But try your best to switch between all of his weapons because that way you'll be able to maximize your style by doing different moves. Oh, and by the way, when you kill everything in this room, make sure to grab every single red orb you can before leaving. Make sure there's a couple of pots and stands you can break on each side and beside the doors too. Make sure you grab those. And then right when you exit this room too, in the hallway here, there's going to be 4 more things you can break, so make sure you get those. But yeah, do try to use Dante's different weapons. Do a couple of hits with Rebellion, switch to Gilgamesh, then switch to Lucifer, etc. But if you want to stick with Rebellion, again, try to switch. But if you want to stick with Rebellion the most, you can do plenty of stuff with it too. Do all the different moves, launch in the air, switch to Swordmaster, do some air combos with that. And do try and switch your weapons in midair too, like switch to Gilgamesh and do Killer Bee or something. You also don't have to jump cancel, by the way. But something like this I'm doing, right? I switched to Lucifer and Gilgamesh there in midair, did some extra hits with there, and then back to Rebellion. Then you also got your different styles. Try to use as much of them as possible. Of course, it's okay if you don't use Royal Guard, because that Royal Guard is pretty hard in this game. But do try to switch between Gunslinger, Swordmaster, and Trickster. Use Trickster for mobility, like I just did there. I tricked up to this guy by using Trickster. And like I basically teleport right in front of him and then I get to attack him. And then if you tap twice on any direction of any style, you get to access the 5th style, also known as Dark Slayer. And that is basically just the Yamato. So it's basically a 4th weapon you get to use. And it is a really useful style too, and try using it because to get those extra style points. It is also a really useful style for air combos too. Like try switching in the air between Swordmaster and Darkslayer with Rebellion. It's a really good way to kill certain enemies. But yeah, try switching up your weapons and using all the different moves with each weapon and you should be good. Make sure to break those 2 statues back there in that room. Get the red orbs, and now here we have a 10-minute timer to escape this place. First of all, make sure to grab all 4 of these statues. And then you want to jump down. It is actually possible to do a sequence break here and just jump through to the other side, but you will skip out on a fight then. But okay, you want to find the switch and then smack it. Then you're going to enter this elevator and we're going to be fighting a bunch of frost. Now these guys are a lot more challenging when you play as Dante than when you play as Nero. So what I suggest you do is you Devil Trigger and then just do Stinger until they fall on the ground. Then once you see that one of them or a couple of them are lying on the ground, then you can do different things to them before they get back up. Just make sure to do different things to max out your style, so make sure to switch your weapons and stuff. You could also hit them while they are standing up, just make sure to be ready to dodge their attacks. And a couple of their attacks you should be looking out for is when they jump in the air, because then they will slam back onto the ground and create a load of ice around you. So you want to just dash away from that, use Trickster, so that you back away so that the ice does not hit you. When they embed themselves into an icicle, you want to break that as quickly as possible, because if you don't, then they will regen health. So you want to smack that icicle until it breaks. Watch out for their projectiles like that, because they will freeze you like they just did to me there. Or they also have like smaller projectiles that will fire at you, so you just want to make sure you dodge them. They also have a melee attack, which I will get hit by with right there. So what you can do is just jump away. You will have iframes as long as you're in the animation of jumping up, so you should be good. So yeah, beat the crap out of these guys and then we can move on. And then once we move up in the elevator, there is going to be a red orb crystal that you're going to want to break to maximize your orb count, so you can get that S rank in the orbs category. So make sure that you want to get that. It's on the left over here, so just start smacking it. I like using Prop Shredder because it's the most satisfying for me. You can really do anything, but I just tend to prefer using Prop Shredder. It doesn't really matter. But okay, once you break the crystal, you want to continue on with the level, and so you want to go through this door. And through this door, there's going to be a bunch of Mephistos that you're going to want to fight. And then there's also going to be a bunch of crates in this room that you're going to want to break, so I'll show you where they are just right after this fight. And Mephistos aren't actually that hard as Dante. What you want to do with them is you want to Trickster up to them, and then you want to shoot them with the shotgun. That is going to uncloak them really fast. It helps if you know how to jump cancel, because that's going to help you maximize your shotgun output. but you do not have to. Or what you can also do is you can also use Trickster to trick up to them, and instead of using the shotgun, you can switch to Ebony and Ivory and do Rainstorm instead. That is also a really good way of uncloaking them. And then once you uncloak them, you can really do what you want to them. Start beating the crap out of them, do some different moves, different weapons to maximize your style. And then once you kill them, before you continue on with the level, you want to go to the other side of this room here, and you want to break all these crates here to get your orbs. Then once you do that, you want to go over to the other side again. Make sure to interact with the Key of Cronus so that you can progress the level. That is going to break the spinny blades, so you can jump on them, and then you can continue onto the door to continue the level. And once you pass this doorway here, there's gonna be a bunch of laser that you're gonna be parkouring over. So first of all, you want to make sure you break this gate here so that you get the orb. Then you want to interact with this to slow down time, and then you just want to jump over these. Try your best not to get hit, that would be ideal. You can double jump over these, you can hold the jump button to jump higher. Don't do what I just did there and you should be good. Once you cross the lasers, you want to break a bench on each of the sides to get your orbs, and then you want to enter the next room. Then you're going to want to cross a bridge, and then in the next room you're going to be fighting a bunch of Bianco and Alto Angelos, so get ready for that. There's also going to be a bunch of breakables in this room, so I just break the pots here right off the bat just to make sure I don't forget them. I suggest you do the same before the enemies spawn. And then first of all, a couple of Bianco Angelos will spawn, and you can really take them out the same way as you would with Nero. You can jump behind them and then just launch them in the air and start smacking them, and then when you knock them down on the ground, you can start beating them on the ground before they get back up. And just make sure that when you are launching them in the air, you keep an eye out on the other Biancos, because if there's one standing next to you while you're beating one up in the air, they can poke you out and they can just anti-air you and knock you down to the ground. But yeah, just jump behind them, launch them into the air, beat them up a bit in the air, and then you should be good just like that. And I suppose, real quick, while we're here, I want to tell you about a thing that you can do with Dante called Distortion. So essentially, when you have Devil Trigger and then you go to attack a guy, when you press the Devil Trigger button on the impact of your attack, for example, when you're doing real impact, that's the best example, the damage of the attack will double. It's a really useful thing in this game, especially on boss fights. We're going to be using that a good bit. But okay, when the Alto Angelo spawns, they will be a bit harder to take out than the Bianco Angelos. So again, we're going to be using pretty much the same strategy that we used when we played as Nero against these guys. So what you want to do is wait till they start flying, because when they're in the air, they're gonna be waiting to like charge up an attack, and while they are in the air, there's an opportunity for you to get a couple of hits in before they like start flying at you. Then when they get on the ground, you want to mainly avoid their attacks, but while they're charging up an attack, you are able to get a hit off at least, so just make sure that you do that. If you're not comfortable, of course, just try and dodge. Or if you want to break their shields, it's actually easier to do it as Dante than it is as Nero. If you have Devil Trigger, switch to Gilgamesh, activate Devil Trigger, and then do Kick 13, which is lock on forward attack. That will absolutely decimate their shields. And also, I won't show it in this video, but I will in the future. If there's more Biancos around, the Alto will command the Biancos to start charging like a big orb, and you can parry that with Prop Shredder. And when you do that, that will kill all the Biancos and almost kill the Alto. I will show this to you in a future video, but not in this one. It's really useful. But after this is the last fight of the mission, but we have a lot of stuff to break before we actually end the mission. So once you kill all these guys here, make sure you kill them. There's plenty of stuff to break, including our red orbs cache, which is in this corner right here. So make sure that you get it. And then all the benches in this room, make sure that you break them too. So yeah, there's 3 benches on the left and 3 on the right. So break them all and make sure you get the 2 pots that we broke earlier in case you didn't break them. So then once you break all of them, you want to go through this door, exit, and then you just want to run. But we're not ending the mission yet because there's even more breakables soon after. So when you enter this place here, you're going to want to go to the left or the right and start breaking everything here. I do a quick drive just to speed things up, and if you don't know how to do that, it's by pressing attack and style at the same time. It's a different input in DMC5. You have to attack first and then back forward attack again, locked on, if you're wondering. But okay, when you destroy everything in this room, you just want to run to the end of the mission now. We are literally done here. And yeah, S ranking missions with Dante is definitely going to be a bit more difficult than as Nero. Mission 14 and Mission 17 are definitely going to be a bit of a challenge, but hopefully my guides will be able to help you. But yeah, once you just get to the end of this bridge, a cutscene will play, which you will be able to skip, and that is mission over. So just wait till the loading screen finishes up here, then you want to skip the cutscene. And then yeah, that is mission over. So yeah, hope you guys found this guide helpful. Hope you enjoyed the video. Here we have our ranks now. We got an S rank in time, S rank in style, S rank in orbs, so on S rank overall. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helped you. If it did, of course, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.